Hi, my name is Jeff Von Stetten, and I'm the founder and owner of Jeff's Best, makers of Jeff's Best Hemp and Jeff's Best Blends. And I'd like to take a little bit of time that I can just try to connect with you, help you understand some of the background of my company, help you understand what we do, why we do it, and, just genuinely try to help you know why we're cool. In all seriousness, though, I will try to do my very best to cover some of the points that I think will help us connect and help us do well. So let's begin. My company has its roots. We've been around for about 12 years, and I got going in this industry and launched my own product line because I was just really dissatisfied with the choices that I had in the health food world at that time. I've worked in like 3 different health food stores. I've worked as a natural products educator and broker for years and years and years. My background is all behavioral health. Prior to that, having worked with several just different types of demographics, and I'd always seen the value and the need for healthy nutrition in both people's physical and mental health. And it's always been something that really resonated with me. I've been vegan for about 30 years. I'm also a certified clinical nutritionist, and I'm a cancer survivor. I'm a lymphoma survivor. So, and in my family, I've had several family members that have been affected by cancer. I've had a lot of loss in my family as well by people who've been affected by cancer. And so picking things that are clean and pure for the things that I eat and how I live my life is something that is of sincere concern to me. And that experience goes into, and that passion for purity goes into everything that I look for, everything that I shop for myself, and everything that we do and that I do as a company. So years ago, I've always been a big enthusiast of hemp, and I just looked around and I was not satisfied with the products that I was able to refer to, with the products that I was able to pick from. Everything was in these kind of plastic, petroleum laden shale and these canisters, and there was like the healthy fats and the hemp seed oils were all done in these same yucky squeezed bottle things with like a filter at the top, a plastic filter, more plastic, more plastic, more plastic. And from my background in nutrition, my love of the ocean, and from also trying to help shop for my mom, who's a breast cancer survivor. I know about that was how I kind of got down that road of learning about xenoestrogens and BPA and the dangers of plastics and their effects on water and greens and healthy fats and certain types of foods. And so I kind of built from that, and I was really dissatisfied with what I saw in the market pertaining to industrial hemp and hemp products that were offered. I also wasn't really thrilled with some of the ingredient contents. I didn't think that the powders were being ground fine enough. I didn't think that the oils that were contained in there, they're usually done in bottles that obscured and hid the content of the hemp seed oil from you, so you couldn't tell if there was like dust or dirt or sediment. And I just didn't like any of it. And so I had saved up my money and taken all the wisdom that I had from working with good product lines that I felt, at least at the time, represented really good quality products, and tried to pour that into what my first 2 product launches were. And so our first 2 products and our flagship products were my raw organic finest grind hemp seed protein and my raw organic cold filtered hemp seed oil. That's these guys right here. Hemp seed protein and our cold filtered hemp seed oil. As you can tell, they're both in amber glass, and I wanted to really take that packaging purity that's up there, so make sure that there's nothing that is having any kind of a xenoestrogen, BPA, plastic leaching that goes into it, both with the healthy fats that are contained in the hemp seed protein or the healthy fats that are contained in our cold filtered hemp seed oil. With the content of the protein, we did and do pretty much about the finest grind that you can really get up until you start using without running the risk of getting heat or start getting into trying to get some dicey sort of isolates that are in there, and that's not what we do. And so the finest grind hemp seed protein is 16 grams per serving or per 30 gram serving, and that's very rich in primary minerals, very rich in fiber. Um, it's got a great balance. There's healthy fats that are contained in that, excellent for blood sugar and lean muscle mass. If you're not familiar with plant proteins, like hemp and spirulina are kind of like neck and neck for the top plant proteins in terms of its nutrient density and well-roundedness. And so that's what I went with. And I felt like that was a huge success. We've always done really well with that. And boom. So that was one of our very first ones. And I felt like in the industry, we took it up 2 or 3 notches with that. And we still have. Most of the competitors that I used to have for this particular product, none of them are owned by their original companies anymore. Most of them have been bought and sold 2 or 3 times by now. As opposed to us, my company is 100% independent, grassroots. We don't have shareholders. We do not exist off of large, there's no financial investment firms that prop us up. Everything with my company that has existed, thrived, and been profitable and good for over 12 years is by making products that sell and that connect with people and their lifestyles and making an impact in the industry for the better. We have to stand on the roots of actual good products. We can't prop ourselves up with lots of freebies or cushions. We have to really make good products. And I'm very proud of starting off with these 2, which were really well received. Our cold filtered hemp seed oil, as you can tell, is also done in a nice cold filtered, a nice amber bottle, and you can also see the content all the way through, not under this light, of course, but you can see all the way through, so you can tell that, it's clean and clear. It has this beautiful green. I don't know if you can kind of see with the heat, or with the light, excuse me. Anyways, you can see right into it. So, we do a cold filtration process that really helps to sift out any soot, sediment, dust, dirt, gunk, anything that could be contained on the outside of the seed husk when it's pressed is, clean and goes straight into this, and it then goes straight into glass, and we're able to produce an incredibly clean and clear product, which I think is just wonderful. I'm also very proud of how that came out. Everything, I'd say 90% of everything within my entire product line is USDA organic certified. Obviously, everything's vegan. Our whole company is vegan, non-GMO, and BPA free. And we do everything by hand. Everything is manufactured in-house. We test for potency, purity, composition, strength, pesticides, herbicides, fungicides, heavy metals, and microbials, as well as known constituents. And with all of our hemp products, we also test for THC and THC content, which is way below even, making sure it's way below even some of the federal standards. So I'm really proud of this. And these were the first 2 things that I launched that got out there. Somewhere along the line, I also wanted to work with some things that were vegan and awesome and just were great, but just didn't happen to be hemp. And so that's where I had to get that second brand name that's in there, Jeff's Best Blends. So, that's just everything that's raw, vegan, hardcore, etc., but just happens to not be hemp. And that was kind of how we got going on our synergistic balancing mists, which I'll go ahead and just put up here while we talk. I'm trying to keep this time efficient and good. But these are just our function specific synergistic balancing mists. They're all combinations of essential oils that are put into a base of purified and structured water, where we take water that's been structured 18 to 30 minutes utilizing a magnetic vortex, amethyst, quartz, and tourmaline for people that are more like energetically kind of savvy, sensitive, and understand the dynamics behind that. We try to build off of Dr. Emoto's work in terms of molecule and molecular strength, and like put that sort of juice into it. That's where these come from, and they're all geared with scents that are supposed to help really build off of the function specific amounts that are in there. Our clear energy is Palo Santo and sage, so you're taking 2 of the most popular essential oils for energy clearing and putting it into a nice base like that. Our stress soother and our calm Our kind of variants, this one is our calm is a little bit more lavender dominant. Um, Stress soother, and it has a very like spa-like quality. Feels really cool. The stress soother is has a few more high notes and low notes for people to get a little more fractured, a little more kind of fragmented in their thinking, or are prone more to depression when they have high amounts of stress. That's more of what this is kind of aimed for. Romance is a very sophisticated blend. It has some of the most essential oils that we use, and out of any of our blends, it's just meant to help bring about affection, amore, friskiness. Very popular for with scents that just kind of help to promote that good vibe. And then the warming sensual grounding blend still has the same kind of vibes as the romance, but it's just for people who kind of like want to feel a little bit more grounded and affectionate. If you start to get kind of lofty or disoriented, or even a little frazzled, like as the day kind of goes, it's a way to really help center and ground and to feel happy and balanced again. And these were big, some of the launches that we did off of this. We got great responses everywhere that we are at. They have a really good price point, and it also kind of eliminates the need for people to just waste a lot of money constantly coming up with their own blends. These are great for stuff that's like up by the register. Quick grab and go aromatherapy was the goal with that, and we've also done great with that. Also, out of our Jeff's Best Blends line, there is our raw blood sugar balancing mix, and out of our products that use this style bag rather than the glass, which we do for some of these, it's a material usually that doesn't warrant needing to be in a glass bag. In a glass bottle, they're safe to be in a bag. Also, we utilize these special types of bags. I'm not sure if you're familiar with them or if you can even see that, but the word biotree, can you see that? Geez, that's hard to read. But BIOTRE is the name of the company, and this is it's a specialized type of, for lack of a better word, like a plant plastic. That's the liner that is in this. It's all made from plants. It breaks down in a landfill within 6 weeks, and there is no plastic toxicity that goes with that. It's a very specialized type of product. We only use bags from that one company. This is not your generic, regular old craft bag that you see. It's a standing pouch, and I should probably tell you about it. The raw blood sugar balancing mix, that is Opuntia streptocantha cactus, which has excellent properties for helping to regulate simple carbs and level off blood sugar, but it also has great immune boosting properties. Were it safer to do so, we would probably emphasize a lot of the immune boosting research that goes with the Opuntia streptocantha cactus, but the FDA is like super, super touchy about every single thing that you say that has to do with the immune system, although that does have a great track record for working with extremely stubborn, extremely harmful viruses. Most of the test research that was done on that was done with some of the most serious viruses and prevalent viruses that are out there, particularly, I believe, herpes, Hep C, and people that are living with HIV and AIDS. They were that was in some of the control groups and test groups that really tried to see if it helped to bring down the viral loads, and there was really good responses. To be quite honest, I'm very, very surprised still at this stage of the game that that's a substance that we haven't seen a more prevalent pharmaceutical get developed out of. It was one of those substances that just, the pharmaceutical industry had done a ton of research with it, and then eventually they kind of left it alone. And sometimes that just happens. It's not that it doesn't get good results, but I believe that the components that they found were the most effective weren't something that was patentable and recreatable in an isolated fashion in a lab, which means that it wasn't as desirable to the research company. So that was why it was stopped, but it gets incredible results. And that's another part of our Jeff's Best Blends line. There's out of the original launch, we did our protein, our cold filtered hemp seed oil, and then there was our raw super fiber formula. This is a type of hemp seed cake that is done with, got a weird little sticker, whatever. Of course it's the bag that I grabbed for the presentation, whatever. But our raw super fiber formula, again, done in the BioTree bag. And then this is a type of stabilized enzymatically stabilized hemp seed cake. So you're getting a really, really great scouring power that goes into the digestive system. Hemp seed has been used in traditional Chinese medicine for over 5,000 years successfully to help remove blockages and help encourage really thorough detox and regular, bowel movements and helping to support proper peristalsis throughout the system. I think it's a great colon cleanser, and it's something that just works really good for your body to help flush out toxins and help your body to really digest and absorb things very well. It's also extremely safe. It's made with hemp seed cake fiber, so when we press all the seeds and we get the oil for our cold filtered hemp seed oil, there's this really dense cake that is left over. It's like a sheet, and it's extremely rich in magnesium, fiber, potassium, and it has great naturally occurring minerals. This is ground at a size that's slightly larger than the protein, and just works great for scouring and cleansing the system. And so it's a very popular item. We've done quite well with that. It's a great alternative to psyllium. Any store that carries psyllium will do great with that. Like, just even offering people an alternative if they need a little bit of help, it's awesome. It has a pretty neutral taste, kind of nutty, kind of grassy. But yeah, easy to blend, easy to mix. Everything's really pretty easy to mix with just water, juice, etc. And then as time passed, obviously from working with hemp, we had really great access and really great opportunities to produce excellent cannabidiol. So we were one of the very first companies to launch our raw living CBD years ago, and this is all certified organic, and very, very clean. And I'm just going to put the whole line out here so stuff's there while we're talking. But we were one of the very first ones to launch a really clean, clear, raw living CBD. As cannabidiol started going, I really, again, choosing to get into the CBD market back then was predominantly based on just not being happy with some of the offerings that I saw, and I felt like we could do a lot better. So the very first entrance into the cannabidiol market was with our raw living CBD. This is done primarily from some Canadian agriculture that's then infused into a raw cold filtered hemp seed oil base. That's this. So the base itself is superior to what a lot of our competitors are doing, rather than putting it into some like olive oil or MCT, something that has literally no chlorophyll, no vitamin E, and no omega-369 fatty acids, and no GLA. Everybody that knows how important gamma-linolenic acid is to have with your healthy fats knows that the amplifying base that has. If you ever listen to a talk from Udo, from like Udo Erasmus, from Flora and Udo's Choice, he'll spend about a good 20-25 minutes out of a 2-hour talk specifically telling you about why it's so important to have gamma-linolenic acid in with your omega-369 fatty acids. Also, he'll tell you that their blend, Udo's Choice, was framed after what the hemp seed produces naturally, but when they launched Udo's Choice, he had said hemp was too risky, they couldn't market it internationally, so they tried to kind of reverse engineer what the hemp seed oil had naturally occurring, and then they added in a little bit more omega-3 to make it competitive with the fish market. That's why it wound up being the version that it is now. But the goal was always to mimic what hemp seed oil has naturally, which has naturally occurring chlorophyll, vitamin E, and a great base of omega-369 fatty acids. So it just made sense that we would use that for the cannabidiol base that we do on this. So this is with our raw living CBD, or we call it Blend 1, and that's in our cold filtered hemp seed oil. All certified organic, very clean, and again, put right into an amber glass bottle, so there's no xenoestrogens, no plastic leaching, no BPA. Later on, as time progressed, people wanted some strengths that were stronger for different reasons, and some variety to try to find out what really got them the response that they wanted. So we launched quite an elaborate line. And we have it now at 30 milligram, 50 milligram, 70 milligram, and 150 milligram per serving. And this is a double full spectrum. So this is full spectrum On its own, this is double full spectrum. The reason we call it that, and that's kind of a patent pending name that we're using, is because this takes two specific blends of CBD. So there's our raw living CBD, which is pretty equal in CBD, and CBDA, which have some of the best benefits. And then the secondary one is blend 2, which is produced with a strain that's called cherry wine, very very high in CBD, and that's done through a process of winterization, and then is distilled down to a level that's still full spectrum, above an isolate, but just really clean, really pure, and free from a lot of the impurities. We take that blend and mix it in with the first blend, and we take those two blends and put that and infuse it into our cold filtered hemp seed oil for a really, really, really good mix. And I get tons of great feedback from people on these, on all of the strengths. And we're able to produce this. We work exclusively with a wonderful farm and extraction company that's out there in Colorado. That's where the cherry wine comes from, and it's ISO-HACCP compliant as well, in addition to being USDA certified organic. We're one of the few companies, I believe, that's able to convey organic certification on their blends, because we're working with items that are so pure and so clean. And that goes all the way through up to 150 milligrams per serving. We also have a pets line. I just realized when I had it up here, that's called Happy Paws. It's really cute. It's got a little cat, little dog on it. Happy Paws is done with our raw living CBD. It's literally just the exact same product, but it's just for them. It's just a pet for them, because we had so many customers. I mean, it's just a product for their pets. We had so many people tell me that they bought one bottle for them and one bottle for their pets, and I was like, well, let's just give them a cute one for their pets, and we'll call it Happy Paws, and the animals just look really stoked. But that's our raw living CBD, and that's excellent for for the animals. We get great feedback. I'd say 1 out of every 3 customers that we have shares their CBD with their fur kids, and they say that it helps with their aches and their anxiety and things like that. So it's really rewarding to get such great testimony back from people. We do a topical roller, which is also certified organic, and everything is done without flavors. Everything is done without scents. In terms of this, but everything's done a hypoallergenic fashion, and the roller is just to put on, like sore knuckles, sore elbow, something like that. You can easily use any of these also topically, but some people wanted to try to use the rollers. So, we do have the topical CBD roller at 300 milligrams. And the double full spectrum and raw living CBD line are easily our best sellers. We also have the honor of being one of the pioneers of using such a really clean, pure, and full spectrum CBD right from the start, and being one of the pioneers in the industry with regards to that. We were literally the very first CBD that was ever carried at Mother's Market and Kitchen here in Southern California, which is one of the premier health food stores. And it's a lot to feel. I feel humbled and very proud. We've worked very, very, very hard to try to make sure that we're doing things that make an impact and just help your life to be awesome. That's the whole goal. We're working really hard to try to make a difference, and I think that our products speak for themselves in terms of integrity and purity. In addition to our raw living CBD, as the pandemic kind of kicked into gear, we have our Dragon Fire hand sanitizer and our Dragon Ice hand sanitizer. These are medical grade hand sanitizers utilizing certified organic ingredients. So it's 70% alcohol, which is sourced from Canada, nice and clean and pure. And then our Dragon Fire is Sri Lankan cinnamon. Oop. That lets me know we're almost done. Sorry, I set that for 25 minutes. But this is a Sri Lankan clove, Sri Lankan cinnamon, all certified organic, all fair trade. And this is alcohol and hydrogen peroxide to make sure everybody's extra super clean. And then Sri Lankan clove, Sri Lankan cinnamon, and then the Dragon Ice is Japanese peppermint, Indian spearmint, and wintergreen from Nepal. Also, all certified organic. Also, all fair trade. And as you can see, the packaging is like really sharp. We've got like a dragon that's on that, which I love. I absolutely love the way these products came out. And this same style with our Dragon Fire and Dragon Ice hand sanitizers, we will be launching our Dragon Fire and Dragon Ice um, muscle rubs, deeply penetrating massage oil and muscle rubs, probably within the next couple of weeks. So just picture this combined with this, and that will be launching within just a few weeks. And I went ahead and I took the bottles on these just because I wanted you to, I just wanted to put these out, but everything will be getting launched in these brand new snazzy boxes that we've got so that you can see that everything's very, very clean, very pure. I make sure that it lists that I'm certified as clinical nutritionist. We have USDA represented. Down on the side, over here, we have a Prop 65 warning for California customers. It's hard printed on there. No worries. We have all of our certifications, including my JBQA stamp, which just stands for Jeff's Best Quality Assured, and that's to assure all of our customers that everything is lab tested for potency, purity, composition, strength, pesticides, herbicides, fungicides, microbials, heavy metals, and for THC for the products that are hemp. And it's just a way to kind of help reassure people on that. We also try to represent that very clean and clear. So you can see vegan, lab tested, non-GMO, BPA free, cruelty free, and then compassionate contribution. And compassionate contribution is something that I take very seriously at my company. We really believe in spreading this around. So apart from the fact that we produce everything and we produce it locally, we're based right here in San Juan Capistrano, California. Very, very health conscious, very affluent, very high demand area. You have to really know your stuff if you're going to impress people here. They can get anything they want. But compassionate contribution is our way of reminding people that not only are we working and doing things in-house, that we're creating jobs locally, that we're working with stuff locally, everything is hands-on made, hands-on shipped, everything is within our supervision, making sure that it's getting the best care. But I'm a big believer in spreading it around, and so compassionate contribution is my way of kind of encompassing just some of the charities that we give to and some of the primary charities that we work with. One of them is called Kids Alive. Another one is Magic Wheelchair. We also work with I'm Christian, we work with my local congregation to work with some of the people that are really having a tough time in the neighborhood. And this year Kids Alive is an international organization that has a handful of lots of different things that they do, but mostly just helping people that are really struggling in different parts of the world. And this year we were able to do just quite a lot of, I think, really cool stuff. There's a few things that you can pick to kind of help out with. So this year we emphasized working with kids that had experienced trauma due to like military or sex trafficking, kidnapping into like a guerrilla army and getting rescued from that, or from sex trafficking. We sponsor one-on-one therapy with kids to make sure that they're doing good. And then we also try to take care of the fundamentals. So things like, we bought, I don't know how many hundreds of pairs of sandals and backpacks and clothes and mosquito nets, blankets, mattresses, just simple shoes, and sponsoring education, helping to just helping with proper education in certain parts of the world, specifically like sex education too, making sure that everybody is informed and getting responsible, good information, not only about how to safely interact with the people that they love, but how to understand themselves and the way that they work. I'm really proud of being able to do that. And so our compassionate contribution is just a reminder to all of our vendors that not only are we making awesome stuff, but we're doing awesome things with it. We're tiny but mighty. And I'm really happy with what we're able to do, what we're able to make, and the choices that we can offer our customers. I think that we just kind of hit all the nice checks on the boxes: purity, good price point, good vibes, superior content, superior intent, and superior results. So I'll cut it off there and just kind of keep things nice and chill. But I hope that helped you to feel more comfortable with what we're doing and more comfortable with what my company's about. I'm very proud of the products that we're able to offer, and I'm humbled with the impact that we get from our wholesale vendors and from our customers online. And especially during this pandemic, just to know that we have people that are like, thank you, you really have our back, etc. And for our wholesale partners, we are just as rock solid as it could possibly be. And to be a company that's outlasted our competitors with no help from being bought or financial firms or anything like that, we're one of the last Mohicans, to the best of my understanding, in some of those categories, especially with protein. I think most of our competitors have either folded or been bought, and here we are thriving and doing just just great. So I really would love the opportunity to help be a good wholesale partner at your store and to have a good relationship with you as well. We certainly have established those great relationships with some of the top health food stores here in Southern California, like Mother's Market and Kitchen, Lazy Acres, Lassen's, Bristol Farms, and Jimbo's. I mean, these are the names that you really want to try to really have things be good with. And we have an incredibly loyal customer base. And people buy our stuff nationwide. We ship out to all contiguous 50 or 48 United States and internationally every single day, 365 days a year, that we're open or whatever. So I think there's probably a good chance we'll do good with some stuff at your store too. And I really appreciate your time. Thank you for just taking time to hear about us. And hopefully that just lets you know we're coming from a good place with good products. And, if you have any questions, please don't hesitate to contact us. I really look forward to trying to connect with some of you and help to grow and to have some fun in 2021. God bless. Thanks for your time.